We're going to be talking about episode 5 of Visions. It is called The Ninth Jedi. What studio is it?
It's Productions GI. So they made a pretty popular anime called Attack on Titan. They've also made Ghost in the Shell.
Oh yeah, those are some major ones right there.
Yeah, those are some major ones. They also made Psycho-Pass, and another major one you probably never heard of, but it's pretty popular anime is called Haikyuu. It's a basketball anime.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's
okay.
It's meant for like girls. It's very.
Oh okay, gotcha. So, yeah, Disney always works with the best.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, they've mainly Attack on Titan's really like their their number one hitter. That's
I saw the DVD at Target. So
yeah,
it's got to be good.
Yeah, it's been around for a while. It's about to finish up, so yeah.
All right, so let's talk about this episode.
So it kind of starts out with a male character named Ethan walking into this room, kind of circular room with a bunch of other people that kind of approach him. Apparently, they all got this message from Margrave Juro, saying that he wants to reinstate the Jedi Order.
Oh, okay. So he wants to start it up again. So
yeah, I guess in this era, the Jedi have been long past. Ethan even states at one point that when he was born, lightsabers weren't even in existence. They were kind of more of a myth or a legend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this is well beyond the era of the Jedi.
It seems so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they've been long gone. It looks like some kind of battle where the Sith won.
Okay.
Kind of wipe each other out almost. So.
Okay, so this is like a what if.
Yeah. It's like a what if.
Yeah. What if Palpatine came back for real?
Yeah.
Anyway, he found a way to do it. Anyway.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler. He found a way. So anyway, so they go into this round room.
Yeah.
And more people start showing up, right?
Yeah.
He calls a few people.
Yeah, there's a few people in there, and they all got the same message. They're wondering about this Margrave to see if he's even trustworthy because they think it might be a trap, that it might be a Sith trap.
Okay. So they've never heard of him or anything. They just received a message from an unknown person.
Yeah.
To show up at this location.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so no one's ever met them, supposedly, except for one character. That comes later.
Oh, okay.
But he kind of just plays it off. I don't know. It's there's definitely seems like there could be more character development there, but obviously it just didn't have a runtime.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So, after that, after them discussing whether or not this person's even a real Jedi or not, it cuts down to so this is presumed to be like a space station. Okay. That's like right off the side of the planet. And it cuts down to the planet, and there's a sabersmith making lightsabers, even though they haven't been around in centuries.
Right.
Apparently, this planet, the Margrave, found out that there's an abundance of kyber crystals, so he's been mining them, and he found a sabersmith that's able to create lightsabers again.
Gotcha.
Sabersmith, his daughter Kara, kind of goes into the room, to give her dad a package or whatever. Just go there, I guess.
Right.
And they have like she's like, oh, like it's are these lightsabers? And he hands her one. When she ignites it, it's really long and gray. And I guess because the way the kyber crystals of this planet allows the user to, whatever the user's power is, or like
inner character type.
Yeah, the will of the Force,
okay.
I guess, appears through the lightsaber. So if you're evil, it turns red. If you're good, it could be blue or green.
Okay, so like you don't have to like go through the process of leading the kyber crystal. It already knows that. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like it knows your will.
Okay. All right.
And it also can tell how long the saber should be at any given moment of the fighter's ability and what it needs.
Okay. All right. So her lightsaber is, you said, long and
gray.
Gray. Okay.
but it does fluctuate as she's messing around with it.
Okay.
So it goes like super really long, like even longer than the long sword, to like like almost like a short sword to a standard lightsaber.
Okay.
Within like seconds. So.
Okay. So she is tasked, right, to go deliver them or go somewhere with the lightsabers, right?
Yeah. So the it turns out that the sabersmith is actually a Force user, and he senses a presence coming, which ends up being like these bandits that are coming for the sabersmith's lightsabers. So he packs him up really quick, gives him to his daughter, says this goodbye, and she's just like, "Oh, you're like, it's like you're never gonna see each other again," kind of cliche type of thing, and he just kind of plays it off like, "Yeah, sure." And he sends her on her way. Well, as she's driving off, obviously these bandits come in.
Right.
Give me the lightsaber.
Like as the moment she's like driving off, and he's like, "Go."
Yeah.
Okay.
But she doesn't see that. She's already driving as they enter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So he kind of perfectly timed it, kind of. They shoot at him. He kind of deflects it with the Force.
Okay.
And he accidentally deflects it into his forge, exploding the building. Yeah. And that's when she kind of like stops and looks behind. He gets thrown out of the building, and they're just like, "Give us the lightsabers."
Gotcha.
And then obviously they knock him out and see the girl. She drives away. And then while she's driving away, they start shooting at her. Well, when she was messing around, her father does state like, like you're a natural lightsaber duelist, and she kind of displays that as running away as she hops, like reverses on the bike as the bike is driving forward, and she's deflecting the bullets that she's getting shot at while driving through woods.
Oh, okay.
So obviously she's very Force sensitive. The trooper even says that she's very powerful with the Force.
Oh, okay. And this is like at a time where nobody even seen a lightsaber, so
yeah, exactly. It doesn't seem like it's very well known, except maybe to a specific group.
Okay, so that's the setup for the story. It's a pretty good setup.
Yeah.
So what happens? I guess.
She gets away from the troopers. She ends up going to like a space station, gets launched up to the space station where the other Jedi are waiting. While that's happening, in the meantime, it cuts back to the other Jedi, and they're still having this conversation of, there's a lot of Force usage in this room, and they don't know. They're still not unsure if they can even trust the Margrave.
Okay.
And this robot comes out and explains like, the Margrave looks evil, but he's really not. That's just how he is. He's just a strange old man, pretty much. And they're getting impatient. They want to know where the Margrave is. They've been waiting for a while.
Okay.
So like as that happens, then the girl shows up with the lightsabers, and they're kind of awed that the Margrave actually built lightsabers. They're just like, "Oh, lightsabers!" And Ethan, the younger guy from that's like intro of the episode,
the first guy who entered the building,
exactly.
Yeah.
He walks up. He's like, "Oh, like let me see the lightsaber." So he looks at it and he ignites it, and it's blue. So everyone else takes a lightsaber, and then the girl is holding the lightsaber she was messing around with earlier, which is presumably maybe either one of the ones that he built or was her father's in general.
Okay.
And they're kind of sitting in a circle, or like her Kara, which is the girl, and then Ethan are standing next to each other, and all of a sudden the others surround them, kind of like with this evil, menacing like presence,
right.
And they all ignite their lightsabers and they're red.
I see.
So it's explained that these were actually Sith that found out about the Margrave's plan to reinstate the Jedi Order in the Outer Rim.
Okay.
So they actually killed the Jedi that were supposed to show up to this meeting and took their place.
Okay, and nobody really even knew each other.
No,
or at least that's what they.
Well,
thought.
no, they do know each other. It seems like kind of like an order.
Okay.
So these Sith know each other.
Right, but not the Jedi, not the potential Jedi.
Yeah, not the potential
Okay.
Jedi.
All right.
Yeah, no, the Margrave is, for some able reason, just sense Force users. I guess maybe Jedi light side Force users throughout the universe. Because he even say
very anime.
Very anime. That would not happen in the real in the real series, the canon.
Right.
Because like at the end of the episode, he states like, "Oh, like I can sense more throughout the galaxy."
That's
So, anyways, back on topic. So, the Sith devised this plan of getting the sabers from the Sabersmith, killing the Sabersmith, and then wiping out all the Jedi. But the Margrave found out about their plan. So he tricked them there. And he actually steps out of the robot, and he's in this dark suit. It looks like a Sith suit, but it's not. And he right away kills one of the Sith or dark side Force users and takes the lightsaber. And then they all start dueling.
Okay.
The old man is very skilled. Even the young girl is very skilled with the lightsaber. I mean, they're taking on 2-3 opponents at the same time. Okay. Ethan's kind of lackluster. He's just kind of there.
He's never really even held a lightsaber before,
no, you could tell like he's not really, like, he needs more training.
And for once in Star Wars history, somebody who didn't do something before is not very good at it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, even though like the girl's kind of presumed like not to be strong at first, it is kind of presumed that she is just naturally gifted with the lightsaber. Gotcha. Maybe that's just a connection with the Force, and it's just anime. Yeah, it's anime bullshit.
Well, I could believe somebody like, okay, that's her thing. You know what I mean? She's good with the lightsaber. She's naturally good. Mm-hmm. There are people who are naturally good at things. Yeah. You know what I mean? As long as it's not like everything. Yeah. Right? Ray Skywalker.
One of the what presumes to be dark side user. Later you find out his name is Homan. Okay. He's taken on Ethan and Kara. So obviously he can hold his own. Okay. But which is interesting was when the Margrave is constantly fighting the others and taking them out, Homan's lightsaber is slowly turning from red to purple. Oh. Yeah, it's a very small detail, but it's very interesting. So as he kills more and more, the Margrave is kind of getting stepped back by one of the older dark side users, and Kara goes to help him, and he ends up, facing Kara. They duel for a brief second, and then the Margrave force pushes the dark side user off into some kind of energy thing, which then burns him alive.
Sounds plausible.
Yeah, it looked like one solid like kyber crystal maybe, but I really don't know. I really don't know what that was. Wow. But whatever he pushed him into, it burned him alive. And the Margrave kind of like forces the saber up to him so he doesn't waste the saber apparently. Right, yeah. And then Honan, the Margrave tells Honan to like calm down, stop, like this isn't you. Presuming they know each other. Gotcha. And he kind of stops what he was doing because he was fighting Ethan. And he's just like, I'm sorry. The others, darkness consumed me and I couldn't control myself. As he holds a purple lightsaber. So obviously he has some kind of confliction where, he's not a true Jedi. Right. He dabbles in the dark side, it seems like, or he just gets overwhelmed.
He's influenced by it.
Yeah.
Easily.
So yeah, my wife actually thought the character looked like a long distance cousin of Entei from the Pokemon series. It's a legendary Pokemon. He's just an odd looking character. I mean, it's cool though. It's like that kind of like confliction.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That someone could be so overwhelmed by the darkness around others that he turns on his friends. Right. You know what I mean? That's an interesting concept that I don't think has really been explored in Star Wars canon too much, at least.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say is it's one of those things where like it could go into a different episode. It could, if it had more time, there would be more explanation and more, and maybe one day they'll be able to do that.
Yeah, but I think that would definitely be like one of the series that they could take pretty far because it has a lot there and it has a lot interesting, like the sabers of knowing what you are. You can't really hide who you are. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Of course. And for the short amount of time they have per episode, they tell a really good story.
Yeah, they do.
So, and there's always more story that can be told, but right, it's just kind of setting the stage almost. Hopefully, we do get more.
Yeah.
And even if we don't, I mean, they stepped out of the big thing is they stepped out of their. I guess Disney and Star Wars stepped out of their comfort zone.
Yeah,
so that's
they tried something different. Yeah. I was actually really surprised that they launched every episode at once.
Yeah,
because that's the first series that they've done that with. So you can totally tell that this is just like a shot in the dark kind of test. And I think they nailed it for most episodes. There was a few that were.
Yeah, definitely, and I agree. They definitely nailed it. Wasn't meant to be this big, huge, production every week. WandaVision and all that stuff. Where like every week we gotta tune in and it's like a big twist and one big story. But that's good. Every decision they made in this series was pretty good decision.
Yeah,
how they set it up and everything.
Yeah, and it was kind of cool that, like we said earlier, that they gave it to different studios. It's not just one studio. Yeah. So everyone kind of got to dip their hands into it to see maybe what the fans liked and what the fans didn't like, and they can build on that for the future.
Yeah, great. Yeah, definitely. I agree. I think it's one of the better episodes, and I'm glad we talked about it.
Yep.
And we'll be talking about another episode very soon.
Yep.
Probably episode 7.
Yeah, episode 7.
Episode 7.
The Elder.
The Elder, yes. Yeah, so, tune in for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it'll be starting in a few.
Yep.